chef, and I am here to stir the pot. So let me go. Stir the pot. Stir the pot. Hey, doomba doomba. Stir the pot.
Welcome back to Stir the Plot. It's me, your favorite Avenger, Brady King, hot off the set of Avengers Endgame, where money is no object. We shoot it out of confetti cannons between takes.
We all have multi-million-dollar salaries, and I eat money. My name is Derek Foltz, and just like Iron Man, I'm willing to sacrifice myself for the kind of greater good. Thanos had a point. That's all I'm going to say.
And I'm Colton Hart, your least favorite Avenger. Shoot.
He goes by Ronan now.
Yeah.
Oh, could you take a pause? They're firing off the confetti cannon again. I'm going to insert a confetti cannon sound effect.
Oh,
right
thank
here,
God.
as well as cash raining down on the set, as well as me fighting off RDJ for $100.
Okay, just for 100? RDJ blows his nose with 100.
So we are a plotcast for movie lovers where we watch the first and last scenes of a movie and we try to improv our way through what happens in between. Hey, Derek, what's new in the world of pop culture?
What are the kids doing these days?
What are the kids up to?
Well, as your pop culture aficionado, because neither one of you are on multiple social medias, like I am.
I'm on Visco and Grindr. That's it.
Grindr?
I'm exclusively on LinkedIn and Venmo.
Oh, God. I'm on Raya, and that's it. Raya's the celebrity dating app where you have to pass a vetting process to get in.
Oh.
I barely squeaked through. Have I told you about the time I tried to get verified on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to let y'all know because it's happening one of these days.
Wait, how does this app work? Do you just
Raya?
sign up and have a chance that Selena Gomez scrolls across your feed?
No, you have to pass a vetting process and have to have a certain amount of followers on social media, and if you're an actor, it probably goes through your SAG credits, or it's the weirdest thing in the world, and I can't wait to join it.
One day, boys. One day. Right now, my account's probably the kind that influencers laugh at.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if an influencer took a screenshot of my Twitter, it would be a TBT and just said, "From humble beginnings." And I'm like, okay, yeah, from humble beginnings when I started Twitter in 2012. Yeah, I think my oldest tweet is 2012, and I was tweeting about Fred the movie or something.
Yikes.
I was I'm watching Fred the movie. I'm cool. Smiley face. If you were to hack into my time hop and look at stuff from 7 years ago, you would wonder the same thing I do, which is, why did I not get beat up more in high school?
Or why
now
did our
you
parents...
understand why teachers don't stop.
Right.
It does make me wonder why my mom let me have social media at age 12.
Exactly. Well, I was a full 16 years old. I fully had my driver's license, but I was also still wearing cargo shorts and flip-flops, so you're gonna have to forgive me.
Derek, you're still wearing cargo shorts and flip-flops.
That's not true. I got rid of the extra pockets and took up the length a little bit. They're not Chubbies, because Chubbies is fat phobic because they don't make extended sizes. This is a call-out post for Chubbies. But we're here now. And also, who's here? Colton, you kind of prophesied that Robert Pattinson was going to be the next Batman, and here we are. Edward Cullen is going to be Batman. Which, okay, that's not fair. He is an okay actor.
I'm only going to see Vampire Batman.
Yeah.
The only Batman that can be killed by a wooden stake. Which, to be fair, if you drove a wooden stake through Ben Affleck's heart, he probably would die. But
Yeah, not Ben Affleck as Batman, just Ben Affleck
Just Ben
himself.
No,
Affleck.
I think Warner Brothers took Affleck's heart along with Batman v Superman and Justice League.
Oh, God. They took every ounce of joy out of that man. So did Jennifer Garner, but...
Oh, man.
Hey, if
we're
y'all
not going to get into that.
If you guys see the soulless husk of Ben Affleck walking around, please
Have you
give
seen
him a
that
hug.
picture of Ben Affleck just full beard, probably in the middle of filming Argo or something, but he is on a balcony just smoking a cigarette, looking dead behind the eyes. It's truly the most haunting photo. So yeah, Robert Pattinson's playing Batman. I don't know how I feel about it. What did I say? I was optimistically bummed when I found out. I was like, he could be okay, but I'm not happy about it.
Watch him be the best Batman since Christian Bale.
Honestly.
I think we're forgetting. That's George Clooney erasure,
Sorry.
and I'm not going to handle that.
Can we bring back the bat nipples?
I would.
Is that possible?
I would pay hundreds, if not thousands of pesos.
Of ripe American pesos.
Yeah, which has a conversion rate of about $2 American
Sure.
to see the bat nipples back again.
Yeah. We're going to start a hashtag bring back bat nipples or BBBN.
That is such a long hashtag, and it's going to blow up.
That's right.
I'm real into like marketing nowadays.
Wow.
No, I'm not.
What skills do you bring to the table? Well, I did start the BBN hashtag.
The what? Oh, the bring back the bat nipple. And then they just point to the door, and I said, thank you for your time.
Did you see Robert Pattinson's nipples? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
The last point that I'm going to bring up about this is, so the short list for this Batman movie was Robert Pattinson and Nicholas Hoult. And I'm like, why are we asking these pasty, sad British boys to play Batman? I'm like, can we not get like a Scott Eastwood, or just, let's throw out some fun ones like a Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, some hunks.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, y'all. I don't need to see Batman go through an existential crisis.
If you're going to give us a beauty standard, don't make it be pasty and bony.
And sad.
And sad.
Do we want to dive into this movie?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So this episode, we are going to cover It, which...
We're going to cover what, Brady?
We're going to cover...
If you think that's the first and last time I'm going to make this joke, you are sadly mistaken.
Spoiler alert, this horse is getting beaten into the ground.
I will...
Hey, could you reach over and just unplug his mic real quick? Thank you so much.
Presumptuous of you to think that I haven't already cut it.
So this episode, we're going to cover the 1990s TV special, It, which featured Bill Curry?
Tim Curry.
Sorry, Tim Curry.
Oh my, don't you dare besmirch the name of Tim Curry like that.
Take two.
Did you say Bill Murray?
I
Could
don't
you
know
imagine
what
Bill Murray as Pennywise?
I said Bill Curry. I literally just smashed two actors.
Could you imagine Bill Murray as Pennywise just, hey guys, you want a balloon or something? Why am I giving him this like very stereotypical like Gangs of New York accent?
Hey guys, I've been walking around in Switzerland for 3 months.
Hey,
I stumbled onto this set.
It, as directed by Wes Anderson.
So we're going to cover 1990's It, which was a TV special that was filmed in 2 parts and featured Tim Curry as Pennywise the Clown. And I honestly, the new It is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, but I have not seen the original.
Yeah, I haven't seen the original either. The original meaning the one we're talking about now. I also haven't read the book.
Every time I see it at Barnes & Noble's, I realize I could probably sink a ship with it, and I'm just not willing to submit myself.
Oh, I could definitely like bludgeon someone to death with it.
Yeah, most definitely.
But isn't that what knowledge already does to us? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. In this essay, I will. That was 3 memes rolled into one. You're welcome. Yeah, I haven't read the book. I haven't seen the original, but I will also say that the remake is not just one of my favorite horror movies, one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and jump into the very first scene of It. Colton, take it away.
We see a montage of a suburban neighborhood, sleepy and peaceful, as rain clouds form overhead. A young girl, Lori Ann, rides her tricycle down the street, singing to herself. Her mother calls out from the nearby porch.
Come on, Lori Ann, it's gonna storm.
Lori Ann parks her tricycle, but spots something before she gets to the door. A doll, lying on the concrete. Lori Ann scoops it up, turning it over in her hands. The wind begins to pick up. Lori Ann watches as the outside laundry begins to snap and tangle in the breeze. As sheets flap across each other, the image of a clown, Pennywise, appears for a split second. He smiles and waves to Lori Ann. She smiles back. Several minutes later, her mother reappears on the porch, removing the twisted laundry.
Lori Ann?
Silence.
Honey, don't scare Mom now.
She steps off the porch, searching for her daughter. Lori Ann's tricycle lies overturned on the sidewalk. Her mother's eyes spot something lying in the grass. She screams.
I like the inflection you were putting on that.
Yeah,
it's like a warm campfire story.
She screams, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
So I'm going to say Neighborhood Watch was probably not on call this afternoon.
Yeah, I think that this is a coming of age movie.
All right.
And I think we can kind of assume it's going to be like, I don't want to say like buddy cop, like a buddy film.
A buddy film between
Lorianne and Pennywise.
Yes. Okay.
So I think that Lorianne sees Pennywise. He's a clown. And she realizes that I think I want to join the circus.
Ooh. Yeah, which is not my initial reaction upon seeing a clown, but to each their own.
Well, this was a different time.
You're right.
It was a different era. Clowns weren't murdering people yet.
It's true.
Y'all remember back like, oh gosh, might be 3 years ago now, where there'd be like those creepy clowns that would just stand on the side of roads.
Yeah. I watched all those videos and scared myself so bad one time that I legitimately like jumped in my car and like had a mini panic attack because I saw my reflection in my window and I thought, inside we all are truly clowns, and it doesn't come out until you look at your reflection and scare yourself half to death. So
it is interesting that it took us 30 years to realize that clowns are a sin against God and man. Mm-hmm. So
they go against God's natural order.
Yeah.
I think I will go
definitely
on,
a product of the fall.
Yeah, I will go on record saying that I think clowns are an abomination, and if you are a clown listening to this, I'm sorry, but you are evil inherently.
Unless your name is Joaquin Phoenix.
No,
No,
he looks like a skeleton man. He looks like Jack Skellington wrapped in beef jerky.
I think that's how they made him.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think God definitely put clowns on the earth to both tempt us and make us realize how low mankind can fall.
Were clowns in the Garden of Eden, and that was the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil?
Wait a second.
No, the Sodom and Gomorrah was for sure just a circus town.
Oh,
that's fair.
Abraham was like, spare the city if you can find 10 righteous people. And he was like, it's the circus. Where do you expect me to find them?
Oh, man. We just lost all our clown viewers.
Yeah. Listen, that's a demographic I'm willing to lose. I will go door to door to the clown viewers and be like, you need to turn that off.
No wonder the mom screamed, if my daughter ran away with a clown, like, come on.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is a coming of age, like sort of buddy film between Pennywise and Lorianne. She goes off and joins the circus. Later on in the movie, it cuts, like 20 years in the future. Lorianne is like she's like a master clown.
Oh no. Do such things exist?
I mean, Pennywise.
Oh gosh.
She turns into like a clown recruiter.
Is that like a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, so a clown multi-level marketing. We don't like to say pyramid schemes because that's kind of like insinuating that there's a negative aspect to it.
Right, of course.
So she will go to your house and she'll be like, listen, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do as a clown, and you lose 30 pounds in 5 days.
That's right. And if you keep progressing up and up, by the time you sign 5 new clowns, you get your own clown car.
You get your own clown cruise.
That's right.
Which is what I like to call Tom Cruise every now and then.
Clown cruise.
Old clown cruise over there.
I mean, maybe her friends like get word that she's, run away from the circus and they go to rescue her. But it's too late. She's already, she is Pennywise. Like, she has become the very thing she swore to destroy.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Lorianne, clown hunter. She goes undercover.
Yes.
She goes undercover.
We're here.
To the
We made it.
And then she slowly gets brainwashed into becoming a clown.
This is amazing.
I tell you, it's a slippery slope. Clowns are a gateway drug.
Oh my God. Okay. This is in the such and such hunter extended universe. So, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Mm-hmm. We all know that movie that posed the question, are people from Texas vampires? So it is in the same universe. She is a descendant of Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
But, vampires have all kind of phased out because, it's not popular anymore to be a vampire.
Right.
So
they're all becoming Batman now.
yeah, so they're all crime fighting vigilantes now. But because of the whole resurgence of like killer clowns back 3 years ago, there was like a shift in popularity to clowns, and so they're like, okay, Lorianne. Oh my God. Okay. So y'all know Halloween, right?
Yes.
The movie? Mm-hmm. The main character is named Lorianne Strode.
Is it really?
This is Lorianne. She's done hunting Michael Myers, and now she's hunting clowns. Let me fact check that real quick.
She has taken the visage of a child.
Her name in the movie is just Laurie Strode, but I'm going to go ahead and make an artistic choice that her real name is Lorianne Strode. Mm-hmm. So this is a story of Laurie as a child.
Yeah.
Oh, this is okay. Derek
found it. Okay. there it is.
So, y'all know in Avengers Endgame there's time travel, right? This movie starts out, Laurie meets up with a scientist. I'm going to say Doc Brown from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Every movie is connected in this universe. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, I killed Michael Myers, quote unquote, unquote, unquote. So what can I do now? And he's like, well, there's a bunch of this is my Optimus Prime voice. If you remember from that episode, we need to send you back in time to go kill Pennywise.
We can end clownhood for good.
Yeah, we can destroy the sin of clowns. Mm-hmm. She gets sent back in time to be a child to the exact moment that Pennywise shows up in Derry. Mm-hmm. And it's her mission to kill him. Mm-hmm. So she integrates with this family. Her mom comes up and sees that Laurie has killed Pennywise.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's not the real Pennywise. It's one of his followers.
A clownlet.
A clownlet. Yes, a clownlet. So that's why she screams, because she's like, oh my God, my daughter's a murderer. Mm-hmm. So that means that Laurie has to abandon this family and find a new family, which I think we're going to find out later on.
Speaking of, let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. Colton, are you ready to take on round 2?
Yep, let's do it. Deep underground in a dark cave, a group of children stand silently in a circle. They keep their eyes closed, whispering prayers to each other. Stanley, a young boy around age 12, continues to pray as something tugs at his arm.
Stanley boy.
Stanley opens his eyes and turns to see Pennywise the clown, screaming as he grabs Stanley by the arms and drags him away. The other children break their concentration just in time to see Pennywise pin Stanley against the wall.
Stanley, resist!
Let go. Be afraid.
Quick, Bev, the stones!
Bev searches frantically through her backpack, removing a smooth rock and a slingshot.
You all taste so much better when you're afraid.
Hurry, Bev, kill it!
In her panic, Bev drops the stone. It clatters to the ground and bounces away.
Kill me? Me? Oh, you are priceless, brat. I am eternal, child.
Bev scrambles across the floor after the rock, finally snatching it in her hand.
I am the eater of worlds and children, and you are next.
Pennywise's mouth opens to reveal rows of sharp teeth in desperate need of a decent floss. He lunges for Stanley, trying to take a bite out of his neck, just as Richie leaps forward.
This is battery acid, you slime.
Richie sprays his inhaler in Pennywise's face. Pennywise releases Stanley, screaming painfully as his face begins to melt. Bev stretches her slingshot back, taking aim at Pennywise.
Please, God.
The rock flies forward, knocking a chunk from Pennywise's head as a brilliant white light beams from the wound.
Kill it, Bev. Kill it.
Bev takes aim again, but Pennywise leaps forward. He bounces over the children, contorting his body. It slips through a small drain in the floor. Just as he disappears, Pennywise's hand catches Richie's, attempting to drag him down the hole.
Help me!
The children grab Richie's arm, fighting against Pennywise's grip. It begins to slip slowly, and finally Pennywise gives up, leaving the children alone and gasping for breath. Is it dead?
We've got to go after it.
No, it's dead.
We have to make sure.
A distant scream echoes from the drain. The children look at each other in horror. Later, the children walk through the green forest, exhausted from their battle with Pennywise. Bill stops the group for a moment.
Promise me, if it isn't dead, we'll all come back.
He extends his arm, and one by one, each member of the group places their hand on his in a tight circle, swearing their mission to end Pennywise. The group embraces.
Okay.
Asthmatics for the win.
Who said that being asthmatic wasn't going to come in handy one day?
Richie is my favorite Avenger.
So
We've got a lot of ground to cover between the last scene and here.
yes, we do. Like I said, Lori realizes that she has to abandon this family. Lori then sheds the name Lori Ann and adopts the name Bev. She catches wind of that not being the real Pennywise that she kills. And so she is like, well, I have to find something. I have to find him somehow. So she begins to, kind of do some reconnaissance from some of the local kids around the town.
Right, so she blends in. It's sort of like a...
So she starts going to school. She's like, I know all this already. I'm like a 65-year-old woman.
But she also realizes that because she is now a minor and underage, she can't buy weapons. And so the only thing she has available is a slingshot and a rock.
And since all movies are connected in this world, the Infinity Stones. Or a Infinity Stone.
She's been trained to use her chakras to embed them into the rocks.
Right, of course.
Because, I mean, how else, whenever she fires a slingshot at Pennywise, a brilliant white light comes out of his head when he hits it. The only thing that happens when I get hit with a slingshot, I get a concussion.
So somehow she gains access to the Tesseract, condenses it into a rock.
Right.
And this is the secret weapon that she plans on using against Pennywise.
Right.
I like it.
So, all in secret, Lori has kind of been conversing with Doc Brown and the rest of,
Yeah.
Donatello and the Hulk from Avengers Endgame.
The whole 80s crew.
Yeah, the whole 80s crew. But she's conversing with them in the present day.
Of course.
They're kind of going back and forth. She's like, I think in this movie and in this world, Pennywise is this sort of like galactic threat, almost in the same vein as Thanos, but a lot scarier than Thanos.
Well, because he says he's the eater of worlds and children.
Yeah.
Is he Galactus? Question mark.
Is Pennywise Galactus?
Is Pennywise Galactus?
Is it set in the Marvel universe?
This is what I don't know what phase are we in? Phase 10?
I think it's 4. Like realistically 4, emotionally 98.
Yeah. So this is what all emotionally 98 phases have been building towards.
Yeah.
It's Pennywise's demise.
Is Pennywise's demise. So, they're like, just keep hanging out with these kids or whatever, keep trying to fit in, but you have to use the Infinity Stone to kill Pennywise.
It's the only way.
You can't use any more weapons, because you're a child.
You're an actual child.
Which, I mean, like, it's the 70s. They probably wouldn't have any qualms about giving a girl a Glock, but I mean...
Texas doesn't.
Oh, no. I mean, it's 2019 in Texas. You can carry around... You can openly brandish swords. Like, this is
Studied the art of
RuneScape.
the blade for years.
While you were busy dating, I've been studying the art of the blade.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that this movie does not happen in a southern state.
Right. No, this is very much of the North.
Yeah, this has got to be like New Jersey, maybe.
I'm saying Maryland.
Maryland.
Because I know in reality it takes place in Derry, Maine.
Yeah, most people forget Maine's a state anyway. So.
I would love to forget that Maine is a state. Because all of Stephen King's stuff happens in Maine. And I'm like, that just sounds like an evil place.
Yeah. Well, and also, it's probably because it's so close to Canada. Ooh. Yeah. Once again, harping on our Canadian listeners.
Do you have... Are we good with Canada? Like, are you down to clown with Canada?
I'm not down with clowns whatsoever.
That's fair.
Amen.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure we see where the finale goes. Like, she finally gets the courage to end this thing that's been the focal point of her career for decades, pretty much at this point.
Where does Richie get battery acid?
Well, so back in the 80s...
That's fair. You can get anything.
Yeah, just as much as they didn't care about, giving girls Glocks, they also didn't care about giving asthmatics battery acid.
The 80s was pretty much a time where everything was out to kill you. You could open your fridge and probably contract cancer. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Thank God for modern medicine. Vaccinate your kids. That's just a side note.
Not my kids.
Oh God.
No, here we go.
Oh no.
Just another thing. Just another thing to add to your list.
I beef with Canada. Colton is an anti-vaxxer, so
and I mean,
Derek exists. So.
Yeah, I'm a problem in and of itself. I love how we're just having like a vaccination talk, like right in the middle of this ding dong podcast.
Vaccinate your kids, or they turn into Pennywise.
Do you think Pennywise? Oh, that would explain so much. because sin creates disease.
Yes.
Vaccinations are the cure.
Right.
Pennywise is an anti-vaxxer, which is why he's so...
Which is why he's so scary.
And why he's a clown.
Yes. You heard it here first, folks. Anti-vaxxers are clowns. Which sounds like a 90s PSA commercial. If you don't vaccinate your kids, you're a dang clown.
Are you down to clown?
Are you down to clown with polio?
Hiya, Georgie. We've got all kinds of diseases down here.
Hiya, Georgie. Heard you got the measles. I have an essential oil for that.
Oh, man. Come down here, Georgie. I got lavender and rose. Thieves.
I love this. I love that we have come to this point now where Pennywise is an anti-vaxxer mom, which is why he's so scary.
It's like Pennywise tells him, be afraid, because...
Yeah, he's like, you taste so much better when you're afraid, which is code for you taste so much better when you have scarlet fever.
All right, guys. Well, I think we had a pretty decent time with the plot of it.
Yeah, so I can't wait for the sequel where...
Yeah.
Where they take down Pennywise with a sneeze.
So, Derek, what is this movie actually about?
So, it is about Pennywise the clown. He is this sort of... We come to find out in like part 2 of this like TV movie that he's an extra dimensional being that has existed since before the beginning of time.
So we weren't that far off.
No, he's for sure an alien. And every 27 years he shows up in Derry, Maine to feed on children. I don't know why he feeds. He like feeds on children by making them scared, and it's funny because he doesn't attack adults because he's like, kids have more tangible fears. Adults have fears like taxes.
It's so true.
Which, I mean, he doesn't actually say that, but like that's my fear. So he shows up every 27 years. In this iteration, he shows up and just kind of crosses paths with all of these kids who kind of team up together to defeat him. In part 1, they think that they kill him, and at the end they're like, okay, they make like a blood oath if/when Pennywise shows up again, that they will like come back to Derry and kill him.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in It Part 2 coming soon.
It's wild. It's the wildest crap I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But I love Stephen King as an author. I think he knows what he's doing, but also how many drugs was he on?
Honestly. Well, I think that does it for the plot of It. Right now, we're going to go ahead and move into...
Shaken, not stirred.
Woo!
Basically, with this segment, we take a bunch of movies, we spin a wheel that has them on that, and then we take a bunch of movie genres, we spin a wheel that has that, put them together, so it could be, maybe it's like Good Will Hunting as an action movie.
Okay.
I've also added some TV shows into these.
Oh, okay.
Just to kind of spice things up a little bit.
Just to kind of stir the pot.
Fun.
Ooh, stir the pot. Yeah.
I am edition.
All right, let's
God, we love our
kick
theme
it
song.
What a good noise.
All right, we got Toy Story
Okay.
as a war film.
Toy Story is now set in the 1940s.
Saving Private Andy.
Saving Private Andy. Private Andy has been lost in the fog of war, and it's up to Woody and Buzz to go out there and save him.
Or it's just like the story behind all the army men, like from Toy Story.
Yes. Oh my God! It's a prequel. It's like a prequel, like a Rogue One or a Solo.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's about Sarge and his infantry, and them storming the beaches of Normandy.
Which so happens to be like Andy's bathroom.
Yeah.
Or like the sandbox outside.
Yes, and then they're basically fighting against all of like the scary toys from Sid's room.
Oh gosh.
It's a real bloody, gory film.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Disney made it.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised they got Mel Gibson in to direct this one.
Yeah. With producer credit from Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real violent, real vulgar too.
I've never thought I'd see a plastic soldier say the F word, but here we are. It's
Here we
2019,
are,
y'all.
and I'm still in therapy.
Oh man! All right, y'all want another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Shrek
God.
as a documentary. It's about like the ghost hunter people or like the monster hunters. Like they're
my God.
looking for Shrek in the woods, but they're like the fairy tale
Oh
creatures.
my gosh. It's basically like Finding Bigfoot,
Yeah.
but they're trying to track down Shrek. Yeah. I can see, and they always get him in like the grainiest possible, like 240p cell phone footage.
But it's also like at night and the night vision filters on, so it's like all you really kind of see is like a vague outline and two green glowing eyes.
They keep recording audio that could be literally anything.
But like if you like kind of boost up the bass and like just kind of like filter out some of the white noise
and
it just
close
says,
your ears.
Yeah, it just says "Get out my swamp," or "This is my swamp. What are you doing in my swamp?"
Of course, they never actually find Shrek because
No.
how else are we supposed to keep finding Shrek going for 9 seasons?
Yeah. What do you think would be a good title for this besides like Finding Shrek or just like Planet Ogre?
Yeah, Planet
One ogre.
Oh man! Y'all see they're making a new penguin like documentary that literally just looks like March of the Penguins too.
Every penguin documentary looks like March of the Penguins.
I just remember seeing it in theaters, like the trailer for it, and me and my friends were like, "Who asked for this again?"
What
like,
movie? What movie were you going to see where you saw a trailer for a penguin documentary?
I think it was Endgame.
I don't know what kind of active lives penguins are living, but I feel like we've covered pretty much all ground on penguins that we can possibly do.
I take it back. I think it was Detective Pikachu.
I think there's a little bit too much penguin.
Penguins are my favorite animal,
representation.
and I will say there's too much penguin representation in media.
The market is saturated.
Colton, let's get another one.
One more?
One more.
Yeah, one more.
Modern Family.
Okay.
So the TV show ones. As a mystery movie.
Okay.
It could be like Clue, like someone in the family has killed someone, and they're
Okay.
trying to figure out which person in the family it was, and it's like a whole season.
Yeah. And so it's like,
It's like Riverdale, and it's kind of
yeah, it's like a gritty sort of like teen drama, but like with lots of angst and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and age down the cast at least like 30 years, except for Rainy Rodriguez and her little brother who play Sofia Vergara's kids because, I mean, was Rainy Rodriguez in that show? No, her brother is literally in the show, and I just assumed that Rainy Rodriguez was in the show.
It's Rico Rodriguez.
Rico, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, we're just except for him, he's gonna stay the same. Everyone else is like 30 years younger. They're all teenagers. They're all angsty. They all listen to Simple Plan. Yeah, someone dies. I'm gonna say it's the dog butler statue. That is a deep cut from that show.
Wow.
Because every time I've seen an episode of Modern Family, it's the same episode playing in a McDonald's in Kingwood, Texas. Because I stop there to eat before I go to improv, just a little bit of insider baseball. And then at the end, they find out it was Rico Rodriguez the whole time.
Always comes back to Rico.
And he escapes. He goes on the lam. And that's when the second season starts, is Rico's been gone for, however long, 5 years. And then someone else gets murdered. And that's when they show he's back. And they all get a text on their phone saying, "Miss me? A."
who's A?
Exactly. And they have to figure out who A is. And I'm basically just lifting the plot from Pretty Little Liars at this point.
I think that's just lifting the plot from every other mystery teen.
That's fair. That's a fair point. All right.
I've had to stay oddly silent on this because I don't know anything about Modern Family.
I know surface level. All
Yeah, very surface level.
right. I think that's it. I think that's good. I think we sufficiently shook up some plots and stirred them.
I am shaken.
I am shook,
Shook as a book.
as the kids say.
Real talk now?
Let's do real talk. All right, so this is our segment that I came up with all on my own, no help from the rest of my cast.
I was sitting in my closet one day.
Barbecue sauce. So this is Real Talk, where we actually take movies seriously and we talk about some of the things that we have been enjoying since we last saw each other and last recorded. I guess I'll start. So I've seen a couple of really good movies lately. I saw Avengers Endgame, which was very, very good. As we all know, I've seen it twice. I would like to see it again, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon.
I don't think my bladder could take a third.
Oh, God. I'm surprised I didn't get a UTI because I held in my pee so long. Avengers Endgame was very, very good. I am just so pleased with what they did with it. I think everything felt right.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
I was like, it felt, nothing felt cheap. Nothing felt like not worked for. So, secondly, I saw Detective Pikachu.
How was it?
Okay. It's not a perfect movie.
No,
Of course.
I did not care that it wasn't a perfect movie.
Sure.
It is the best video game movie that they have made.
it's also the only video game movie that they have that has gotten a fresh score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think it's at a 75.
Yeah,
75 or
considering
76.
how low the bar is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I
Like,
mean, Sonic the Hedgehog's going to blow all of them out of the water.
Of
but-
course.
of course. And by blow them out of the water, we mean get a score lower than a 0.
Yikes. I never thought I'd see anthropomorphic Sonic have teeth.
His legs are so skinny.
A full row of molars.
When I watched that trailer and I saw the first shot of him from behind, I literally screamed. Like it was not me being over dramatic as I am prone to do.
Yeah.
I legit was like, oh my God. Like
When I saw Detective Pikachu as well and they showed that trailer, whenever Sonic appeared on screen, my entire theater booed. Like, they booed at this.
Yeah.
Like, Sonic will never hear their boos, but he knows.
He knows. He knows deep down in their heart. And what I'm really upset about that thing is the director was like, we hear you. Like,
We're going to change.
Yeah, he looks ugly. We get it. We're going to change him before the movie comes out. Sir, you have 6 months.
I don't know what the post-production timeline is on something like this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably not 5 months. You've already set this movie up for failure, really. I mean,
Release your trash can movie and go home in failure. Hang your head in shame. Do not go against people's human rights to make Sonic look okay. There's another part of me that thinks that they have a separate animation for Sonic just stowed away somewhere on someone's hard drive that they're just going to be like, okay, we got a bunch of buzz around the movie. Now let's release
out the
the
other
real
one.
stuff.
yeah.
That'd be hilarious, though.
But I'm also just upset that this movie is getting made because we don't need a live action Sonic movie. I didn't think we needed a live action Pokemon movie, especially not a live action Detective Pikachu movie. But it was good. This movie's not going to be good.
Yeah. The general consensus I've heard is Detective Pikachu is a fun movie.
Yeah.
And it's an accurate representation of Pokemon.
It reminded me of why I love Pokemon.
Well,
Yeah.
all the Pokemon on there looked phenomenal. There were maybe one or two that I was like, I didn't like the look of them. Like Charizard was a little weird, but they
It's
just
a little too
looked-
scaly for me.
Yeah, they just looked good. I don't know. It was just
Yeah, it's if they can do that, if they can make these anime creatures look presentable and oh, Pikachu is adorable.
You can make Sonic the Hedgehog not have calves and molars.
You can make Sonic the Hedgehog not have a pile of dirty, gross shoes in his den. Did you see that part of the trailer?
Yeah.
It made me physically want to vomit.
Colton, have you seen anything lately?
well. I know you're all asking yourselves, do the Spy Kids movies still hold up? And I can tell you without a doubt that they do not.
Wait, where
First one
this
is
going?
really good. I recently rewatched all 4 of them with my roommates.
What's the 4th one?
Actually, I was wrong. There's only 3.
Yeah. Don't you ever speak the name of the 4th Spy Kids movie again. This is a 3 Spy Kids household, and you know that.
First one is still really, really good. Weird and stupid and definitely of the early 2000s.
I was also weird and stupid in the early 2000s.
I was also of the early 2000s, in the early 2000s.
The second one is different. I don't know. It's weird. And the third one is just
where have
what
we gone?
happened? Where did we? But me and my roommates literally watched it and we just roasted the crap out of it for an hour and a half. And we had so much fun. So if you're looking for a fun watch, I would highly suggest rewatching them.
And they're not that good of movies just to begin with, so it's like you're just already gonna have a fun time.
Yeah.
Bradley, what about you?
I'm currently running through all the movies I have seen recently, and it's not many.
He has money.
Oh, so I did recently watch Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile with Zac Efron,
which
Ted
is how
Bundy
I
movie.
describe my body type.
Yeah. Zac Efron actually did a really good job as Ted Bundy. The take on this movie was interesting because up until, like, if you didn't know anything about Ted Bundy, they kind of put his role as a serial killer in question for like the entire movie.
Yeah.
Which I thought was super interesting because, like, he did, obviously.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Were you there?
Who can say, honestly?
Were you there? He's just so handsome.
Can
how
someone
could he have,
that
how could he have
handsome
brutally
really-
murdered these women?
Can someone like Zach, sweet Zach?
Cool Uncle Ted?
Yeah.
He's a murderer?
No.
He made such good Baba Ganoush.
What is this voice you're doing?
It's me. You cool. Yeah, Aunt Margaret. Did you hear about Ted? You hear about Ted Bundy? You hear this one about Ted Bundy?
He just couldn't have done it.
They said he's a murderer, and I was like, Ted from Bridge Club? No.
No one's gonna tell me that my Teddy is a murderer.
They said he is. What's the title of the movie again?
They said he's extremely wicked, vile, and mean.
Shockingly evil and vile.
Shockingly
And I
mean?
said, Ted with the Jello molds? Ted the Tupperware salesman? Ted the PTA president? No! I refuse.
I think all PTA presidents are probably serial killers.
Probably. If you can deal with kids that long, you've got some skeletons in your closet that you need to take care of.
Oh, boy. Anyway, guys, it's been great having you here for episode 8. We never thought we'd make it this far.
I think we say that every
episode.
Yeah.
It's true every episode.
Before we go, I did want to give another fan shout out. This one goes out to my friend Sean McCauley, who has been with us since the beginning. He's actually the first one that messaged me about the podcast and was like, hey, man, y'all are doing a really good job, and it's really funny. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. He is actually a musician. If you look him up on Facebook, Sean McCauley Music, that is SHAWNMCCAULEY Music. I'm not spelling music out for you. Hopefully you're literate. Look him up. He's a pretty good singer.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this dumb podcast. You can find us on pretty much all social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you want to reach out with questions or comments, just email us at stirtheplot@gmail.com. And if you have time, swing by iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. It really does help us get discovered really quickly. It takes like 2 seconds, and it would mean the world. I'll give you a hug if I ever see you in Walmart.
I won't. I respect people's personal boundaries.
I don't.
We know.
I'm shockingly wicked, surprisingly evil and vile. Anyway, guys, this has been Stir the Plot, a plotcast for movie lovers. I'm Brady King.
I'm Colton Hart.
And I'm Derek Foltz.
And if you see Sandra Bullock, make sure she's not a clown first and give her a hug.
Respect our personal boundaries.
Starty pot. She put the